Welcome back, everyone, to Confessions of a Loveaholic. We have a very special episode today. Today, we are having a love breakthrough session. We are doing an intervention with someone who has been amazing, who called into the show, who gave us some information around her love life, and who wants some help. She said, Emmy, help, 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 help me with my love life. And I said, let's do it. Sign up. So we have the wonderful Jho Jho Binx joining us today. And I'm going to give you a little bit of the background that she shared with me. And I know nothing about her love life other than what she shared here. And I'm going to share with you all. And then we're going to have her join us so that we can go into some deep questions and actually change some of the narrative that's going on with her love life. So here's what she shares with us. I'm 38 years old, single, living in Melbourne, Australia. I was in a 10-year relationship, which ended when I was 32. I had a short-term COVID boyfriend, she puts in quotation marks, 4 years later. I have been in the dating scene for 6 years now, and I can't seem to find the guy that I want. She puts in parentheses, I have a list. Good job, JoJo. She has a list. I love it. She said, I'm feeling jaded from the 10-year relationship, and it doesn't help. I'm very pessimistic, and I have a high standard for men. I have an avoidant attachment style, so I usually drop guys when I can sense drama. All right, perfect. So we have that. And I just, so audience members and listeners know, this is very important. In my form, when people fill this out, I ask for consent to be interviewed by me, and I ask for consent to be coached. And in JoJo's form, she said, yes, I give consent, right? Because around here, everything is consensual. We give clear indication of what we're going to be talking about. And I've also indicated to JoJo that if there are any topics that are particularly sensitive, we're going to keep those private and we're going to take those offline. All right. So this is for educational and informational purposes for JoJo and for anyone listening, because when I coach her, everyone else is being coached as well. All right. So this is for everyone who is listening. So, JoJo, thank you so much for being on the show today. I'm so excited to have you here.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
So you're ready to have your love breakthrough today?
Give it to me, baby.
I love it. She's ready, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for filling out the form. As I told everyone else, I know nothing about you other than we just said hello really quick. I try to make this as conversational and as natural as possible, so there's not like this pre-work that we do until we get on the call. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of learning along the way. So thank you for the information you submitted, because this is very helpful. So let's start with your list. Tell
All
me
right.
what is on your list?
It's very long. Look, I was reading something, and then they said that if you want to find the one, you have to be very specific on your list, like 5 page long. So I tried to make it as long as I can and specific. So of course, like the main ones are the values, like loyal, honest, um, kind, respectful, all that stuff. And then I go for specific on how he looks and what I want in a person. For example, I'm quite active. I want someone active, and with like tall, dark hair, all that stuff. And it's very difficult on the list because apparently you can't say the things that you don't want. Like you can't say no kids, for example. I don't know how to frame that on the list in a no word. But anyway, so those basically my list. I put them in like the values, like say family orientated and specific on the things that I do every day. Like I want someone active or someone that values education, has a good job, and has similar amount of assets to me or more. Like I don't want someone, I guess, I don't want to be feeding someone, all that stuff. So yeah.
I love it. All right. So we're on to something powerful already. So I know it sounds insignificant. So the list, yes, it's important. And I can tell you already right now where some of the kinks are going to be. Not all of them, but some of them, right? So writing a list is important along the values and how he makes you feel. So one of the things that I make it clear with my clients that will actually hinder you is you actually don't know exactly what your soulmate looks like. Okay. So going into specifics actually hurts you. What you can have on your list that will help you is he is extremely attracted to me. He thinks I'm the sexiest woman on the planet. I am attracted to him. I think he's the sexiest man on the planet.
Okay.
That phrasing is much more powerful to you because there's no question, there's no doubt, right? Like that's not something that you are gonna wobble on. That's, you want to be attracted to your person and you want him to be attracted to you, right? Like that, no question whatsoever. That he finds you beautiful, that he calls you beautiful, that he makes you feel beautiful every single day. He might have dark hair. He might have silver hair. He might have yellow hair. He might have blue hair. I don't know what color his hair is. I don't know what color his eyes are, right? Those kinds of things I can't promise you because that's not how the universe works. However, the universe can give you the matching of the feeling of the frequency that you're calling upon, okay? So I would be cautious on being too specific on the look side, because what I have found is it accidentally makes you repel good men because you don't even give them a chance or go on a date. Okay. So that one, I would reword it and rework it in the way I just told you around, like, there's no question that you find him sexy and he finds you sexy. Does that make sense?
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that part. Okay. On the value side, it's super important to recognize that the things that you do in your life don't have to exactly match his persona, right? So the lifestyle, like you're saying, you're active. Tell me some examples of how you're active.
So I do CrossFit type workout, and I walk about 20,000 steps a day on top of that, and I go for ocean swimming. I do bike riding. I go for hikes. So when I say fit, I think it comes down to because my family aren't active, and it gets to the point that when we go traveling, they can't walk far, so we have to keep stopping, and then we're missing out on something great because we have to keep stopping for them to rest. And I don't want that. I don't want to be limited on someone's fitness to see the world, for example. And I think it's not about the physicality of it. It is more like the ability to do things with me.
Absolutely. I 100% understand and I get where you're coming from. So because you've already experienced the limitations with your family, which you love them, right? You want to experience your world and travel. Like my husband and I travel a lot with your partner as well. So here's again where I want you to have a caveat, right? So in order for you to be able to do the things that you want to do like that, you love CrossFit and you do it. You do ocean swimming. You do all the walking and all those other things that make you feel good about your physical fitness and being able to do those activities. Okay. This is the caveat. You can't make those the rules that your partner has to fit. Okay. I'll tell you what. My husband does none of that. He does not consciously go on walks. He does not do ocean swimming. He does not do CrossFit. But guess what he can do? Because of his natural fitness and ability in his body and what he does for a living every single day, he hiked Machu Picchu with me.
Wow.
Okay? The Inca Trail, carried my backpack and his, and almost had to carry me on the last day.
Cute.
Okay. So I think that's kind of what you're going for, right? So someone who can live life with you. Oh, very important, by the way. Not only did he not complain, he was constantly checking in on me. How was I doing? What else could he carry? He carried my water bottle. That's how spoiled.
Oh. Does he have a brother?
Right? Everybody asks me that. So the reason I'm bringing up this story is because we have to be careful when we create too many rules on the list, we're minimizing the opportunity for the universe to surprise us. Okay. Because what you want is a partner who will travel with you, love the traveling, take the lead on the traveling. You guys can take turns on how you do the travel, but you want to experience life together to the best of your ability, correct? Right?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with CrossFit or ocean swimming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I love that you do CrossFit and ocean swimming, all those things, because they light you up. The things that light him up are likely going to be very different.
Can I just say I want someone fit? Like, so it's general.
What does it mean to have someone be fit?
Well, you know, physically able. What I said before, like, say if I want to go for a hike tomorrow, he's able to do that. So
Yes.
an
So
unfit person can't do that.
yeah, so here's what I want to tell you. You're being too low on your standards. Okay? So,
Okay.
yeah, being physically fit is boring. I know people who are physically fit who don't go on any adventures. I know people who live at the gym who have never left the country and don't go hiking. Okay. So being physically fit doesn't fit what you actually want. It's too narrow of an understanding. I'd rather you make a list of I'm so excited that I'm gonna go hiking to this mountain with my soulmate. He's gonna do this. He's gonna make sure that I'm okay on this mountain. When we go swim at the Great Barrier Reef with the sharks here, and when we go into the cage or whatever it is that you want to do, right? Be specific with your adventures and how he treats you on those
Right. Okay.
adventures. That
Yeah.
matters so much more than he's physically fit. Physically fit is boring. There are a lot of you're physically fit. That doesn't mean you're a match for everyone. Just because there are millions of men who are physically fit who will never ever set foot in a gym. So physically fit is too ambiguous. The universe doesn't know what to do with that. And it also
Okay.
comes across as very vain, right? Because physically fit, you're thinking like he has to look a specific way. Yes, your man is going to look a specific way and he's going to be hot and sexy. But physically fit, there are a lot of men that are physically fit that you're not attracted to, correct?
Yeah.
Right? So see how that standard is too low? We need
Yeah.
to up the ante with the stories of how does he treat you
Okay.
in your ability and your lifestyle. And here's the thing. Have you ever had a time or moment where you felt ill?
Yeah.
And when you feel ill, do you want to be pushed to be physically active or do you want to be babied and nurtured?
I want to be left alone.
Perfect. So if you want to be
Yeah.
left alone, how can your partner help you in that?
Well, he can send me Uber Eats.
See?
Yeah.
Awesome. Add that to your list. When
Okay.
I feel ill, my love knows me so well that he will give me enough time for me to heal on my own. And the way he shows me he loves me from far away is sending me Uber Eats. He asks me what I'm craving and he sends me that.
Okay.
See how us working that list feels so much better than, and that sentence is so much more powerful than he leaves me alone or I just want to be left alone, right? I want to be left alone sounds pretty mean and selfish, but if that's what you
True.
need to heal, you still want to feel loved, right? Because being left alone, what if a lot of people could misinterpret that for he just ignores you for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel loved then, would you?
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
the same thing
Sure.
as being left alone. So we have to be very careful about how we phrase certain things because it's not true that you want to be left alone.
Yeah.
What you want is some physical space, okay,
Mm-hmm.
apart from your partner, but still having constant communication so that you know that you're loved. And maybe he sends you some medicine, or
Yeah.
maybe he sends you. My first month dating my husband, when we were obviously in the beginning stages, I got really sick. And I asked for the same thing that you're asking right now. It was I needed some time alone to sleep in my own bed
Mm.
and to like not hang out with anyone first because I didn't want him to get sick and I felt like I needed to breathe. So within that
Oops.
month, what he did is he actually dropped off a care package with a box of Kleenex, some waters, I think some NyQuil, and some macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
Oh my
cute.
God, that was 7 years ago, and I still remember that. And he still takes care of me every single time I get sick now. And now I'm a big baby and I want him around, but in the needed some space. Okay, so
Yeah.
those are the examples I mean around how the list works, because right now your list is very strict and rigid. It's created from, this is how most people teach you to write lists, but I turn it around on the soulmate side. It's more around how does your partner make you feel in certain situations in life versus who is he? Because right now you're just guessing, right? What is it that he does? The values you want, but how does he portray those values matters most.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me on that list, and maybe you don't have a list about this, what makes you a good partner?
Me? Oh yeah, definitely that's not on my list.
All right. So let's start making that one. Let's start making that one. So this is
That's
important for
very
everyone.
difficult.
This is important. That's why I'm asking you. So everyone wants to make a list about what this other person's supposed to do and how they're supposed to be and how blah 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 blah, right? But when we don't know what we bring to the table and who we are, then how we're supposed to attract that. So I'm gonna let you just kind of go and ramble. And what are the things at the top of your list that make you a good partner?
Well, I believe I'm kind. Um, I I've never cheated on anyone, so I'm quite loyal. Um, I am happy, so I've got people attracted to me like in general sense because I'm a happy person. I'm quite positive. I'm highly educated, so I'm quite financially independent. So I don't really need someone to, I guess, to finance me. So I'm quite good at that. I'm well traveled, um, and I've got a good relationship with my family. I've got big social life. Um, Maybe this is a thing that men don't like is I'm quite independent. I'm too independent, and I always get really offended by that word because I and ended up getting the point where my independence is offensive to them. Where I thought that's a good thing because I'm not gonna cling on to them. Anyway, so I'm not clingy. I don't chase drama. I don't want drama. So I find that there's so many people out there, or like girls that I've spoken to, that they like drama. They like the fights, and because they get bored if there's no ups and downs in a relationship. What else? I'm I'm quite adventurous. I love animals. I care about everyone. I'm very sensitive, and I've always I think that as a negative in the past, but I think now I see that as a good thing because that means I feel like I'm empathetic to everyone else, and that makes me a good friend and then a good partner and then a good daughter because I feel the way they feel and I can understand where they're coming from. I listen and I'm willing to learn new things so I can improve the way I communicate or the way I am. So when I was younger, being in my 20s, when you're in your 20s, you think you know the world, you know everything. But as I get older, I realize I actually know nothing, and knowing nothing that it opens my mind more on improving myself and becoming better. So yeah, and I think that's most yeah. So like yeah, I think the main values is I'm kind, I'm loyal, I'm family orientated, I'm financially independent. Um, yeah, so positive and happy.
Beautiful. I love those. Let's talk about your independence.
Okay. Ugh.
Right? So This is actually precisely why my company was created, because I was just like you, right? So financially independent. I didn't need a man in order to survive or to take care of me or protect me. And like, thank goodness we can do that as women now, right? Because it
Yeah.
wasn't that long ago where our mothers, it was illegal for them to have their own bank account without a father's signature or husband's signature. So yay, girls, right? So proud of us women that we've
Yeah.
been able to create this. So I'm really proud of us. So yay for all of that, right? I'm really proud of how far we've come. This is where it gets a little bit tricky, and I'm going to show you how to shift in bringing in a healthy man. So I will tell you, there are men who are intimidated by your independence. Those men are very insecure. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we are too independent, what I call ultra independence or hyper independence. By the way, when we are in hyper independence, it's a trauma response.
Okay.
The trauma response, it comes from we didn't have anyone taking care of us, and maybe we had to take care of our parents. I was parentified. I was my parents' translator since I was 4 years old. And because I had to grow up so fast, I never had an opportunity to actually receive. I'm the oldest of 7 children. And because of that, I always had to give whatever it is that we had, cookies, I had to split it up and had everyone else got their piece, even if that meant I got none. Okay. So I took such pride in being so independent and not needing anyone's help, and I could figure it out all on my own. That worked great for my career. However, when it came to love life, doesn't work at all. I'm going to tell you why. When we're too independent, we are living in our masculine frame. Okay.
Yeah.
Masculine mode.
Yeah.
When we live too much in masculine, okay, it's just science. I'm going to show you. When we live too much in our masculine, the only type of men that can come into your life that are attracted to you are men who are submissive, who beg for your attention, who beg to go on dates with you and you don't find remotely attractive and you would never want to have sex with. Or the other spectrum, men that you find extremely attractive because he is so confident and so charismatic that you don't realize that he's love bombing you. Okay. Because they're covert narcissists. Only a narcissist is interested in a woman who doesn't want to receive. Let me tell you why. Narcissists are really interested in women who are very independent, who don't need anything from anyone, because they do everything in their power to break you. They love breaking Mustangs. Okay. Wild Mustangs are their favorite. And you already told me that you're sensitive and you're an empath. So you start questioning your own sanity, okay, when we're in these types of relationships. And it's just science, just like the plus or minus on the batteries. When we are too far on one side, the universe needs to balance it out by bringing you a man that tries to overpower and control you, or a man that is submissive because now he's living in his feminine so that you can be in your masculine. So if you want to be in a healthy relationship with a man, you as a woman, the only way that you can be in a healthy relationship with a healthy man who wants to be a protector and provider, not because he needs to provide for you financially, but because he sees you as an equal. We need to teach you how to live, not all the time, but especially when it comes to love and going on dates, how do you present yourself as the radiant feminine?
Okay.
Okay. This is not minimizing your accomplishments. Absolutely not. But we also don't need to brag about them. Okay. So there's a difference between like, I'm financially independent and knowing that versus that's the first thing you say on a date. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't need a man. Let me tell you something. A healthy man, this is normal. Okay. Healthy men need to feel like they can be your heroes. If your man does not feel like he can be your hero, then he recognizes he's useless in your life and he's going to move along. Okay. You need to recognize that you want to need a partner and
Okay.
allow men to give you things, including their time. So right now, what would you say on a scale of 0 to 10 is your ability to receive?
um Time, I can receive 10 out of 10. I'm happy like to receive time. Gifts, anything that has financial context to it, 0.
Mm.
I mean, that's not just from a man, it's from some, even just friendship. It's very difficult for me to receive presents. And I think that's not coming from being independent. It is coming from growing up really poor, where I didn't want my parents to give up their money that they can spend on themselves or whatever they want for themselves for the children, because they always just forgone what they need, so the children has, nice clothes or whatever like that, and I just didn't want that. So I think it just stuck in my brain that if you give me something, you're giving up something for yourself, and I don't want you to give that up. Yeah. So and I think, yeah, people you think that, oh, you just, you think you're financially independent, and that's why you don't want me to give you that. It's not that. Like, for me, I just feel bad that you're giving up something for me.
Yeah. And what if I told you that until we rewire that belief, you're never going to be able to have healthy love in your life?
Yeah. Okay.
Love and money are intrinsically tied. That's why I asked you about receiving. Because it's not just gifts that you can't receive, it's compliments, it's help. This is what I see a lot of independent women do. And I got to see this. I was in San Francisco for 15 years of my life, and I got to see the following. I would see a man. I would be carrying all these heavy grocery bags either into my car or into my apartment or a few steps. And there would be a gentleman that was not trying to hit on me, not anything. I was like, hey, may I help you? And I would say, no, thanks. I got it. Did I have it? Yeah. Was I struggling? Yeah. Same thing on airplanes. I'm really short. I'm only 5'2". So it's really difficult for me to get the luggage in the top portion of an airplane. Okay. When someone would offer, especially a man, I would make it a point to prove that, no, I got it. I'm going to challenge you, my lovely. I'm going to encourage you to start saying yes to uncomfortable things when people offer you things, because I guarantee you are saying no, 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 because you got it so often that you are turning that energy away. So this is not about dating even at all. Like, you'll get to that. But if you don't practice this with friends, if you don't practice this with coworkers, if you don't practice this with clients, you don't practice it with yourself, you are never, ever going to be able to be in the frequency of calling in and attracting a man who wants to be that type of lover for you. Because a healthy man knows that you can do everything by yourself, but he chooses to do it for you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Okay. So what are some things that you can start doing and practicing to actually receive, whether it's gifts, whether it's help? What are some things that you can even remember that maybe even recently you turned down or didn't allow yourself to receive?
Well, I had surgery last month.
Mm.
Everyone wanted to come over because I live on my own in Melbourne. My family lives on the Gold Coast, so I don't have family members close by. Everyone was like, hey, do you want me to come over and stay over with you and cook your dinners, all that stuff? I said no to everyone. And even if I'm the only one that I said yes to, it's because my doctor, like the surgeon, said someone has to pick you up. I was like,
Right,
can I
yeah.
just like,
The doctor told you have to have someone.
yeah. So basically, I said, can I just like Uber it home? I'll be fine. And it's like he's like, you're gonna go under anesthetic. Like, you need to have someone to come on. And he actually sent me an email on block letters, like, caps and bold, and says you have to have someone to pick you up. And that's the only time I asked my friend, can you please pick me up? And she was really cute. You know, she took the day off. She dropped me to the hospital, picked me up, and stayed with me the whole afternoon because I had some complication. But I was like, no, go home, go home. She was like, no, I need to make sure that you're breathing. So yes, I'm that bad.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever put time and energy and thoughtfulness into a gift for a friend and were so excited to give it to them because you knew that this was going to mean a lot to them?
Yeah, as well as time. I give all my time to everyone.
Tell me just about this gift though. So tell me
Gift.
about, yeah, a specific gift that you put in time, money, energy, and you were excited to give this gift to them. Like you were excited to see their eyes light up because you were thoughtful about purchasing this.
All right. So recently one of my friends had a birthday, and she loves skincare and all that stuff. And I had a few thoughts about what she wants, and I was actually more thinking about the practical stuff, like something about the car. But I was like, no, she loves skincare. We're gonna do that. So I had to think about gonna give her like gua sha, like the electronic gua sha, and because she loves doing like facial massage and that. So I was really looking forward for her to see it. It was like I can't wait for her to try it and tell me what she thinks of it and all that stuff. So yes, so that's very recent, like 2 weeks ago.
Awesome. So were you able to see her face when she opened the present?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And she was very excited, and she
She was
was very
excited about it?
thankful about it. Yeah.
Okay.
And she didn't push the present away, because when I receive a present, I push it away. And that was like, it was weird to me. She just accepted it. And that's how it should be.
Are you willing to do a quick experiment with me?
All right.
Okay. Close your eyes real quick. I want you to go back to that memory of your friend with all of those presents. She's about to open yours. She hasn't opened yours yet. Okay. She's about to open it. I want you to remember the excitement in your body, not hers quite yet. The excitement in your body to see her face because you put on all this time, effort, money. You thought about what she wanted, not what you thought was practical, even though you started there. Okay. So you're excited to see her face. So I want you to see her open up your present. Okay. She's opening up your present. She's opening up, and I want you to see her face go, ugh, this. And I want you to see her grab the box and throw it at you and tell you, how dare you? How does
Yeah.
that feel in your body right now?
It's pretty shit.
Yeah. Open your eyes. Listen to me clearly. This is what you're doing to all of the people that want to love on you. You are making them feel like shit because you are being selfish by not giving them the gift of feeling the generosity. How dare you only be the one? You're the only one accepting the feeling of what it feels like to give that gift. You're not letting them receive that.
Okay.
You're making a
That makes
lot of
sense.
people feel like shit. I want you to
Oh,
sit with
it's
that for a moment.
terrible.
It is terrible. And you're doing it on accident. I know it's not intentional. It's not intentional, but I wanted you to feel that real quick because that's what you're accidentally doing to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. My lovely, this is the number one thing you need to work on. A true radiant woman accepts help and love and gifts and compliments like that. When someone tells you, you look beautiful today, say, thank you. And that's it. When someone opens the door for you and you actually stop and wait for someone to open the door, you say, thank you so much. I appreciate you. When someone offers to carry your bag and you say, yes, thank you. I appreciate you. When someone offers to care for you after fucking surgery, you say, yes, thank you for loving me. I don't know what I would do without you. No, this isn't just a game. This is a way of life, my lovely. I still
Yeah.
do. I even create opportunities for my husband to be needed. I can open a jar of pickles. I didn't meet him until I was almost 31 years old. I am very familiar with figuring out how to open up a jar of pickles. But since we've met, I have not once opened a jar of pickles, because as soon as I see the jar of pickles and I'm going to open it, I run to whatever room in the house he's in and say, help. And he proudly opens a jar, and I give him a kiss on the cheeks. Thank you, honey. I love you. And I run away. And he feels so happy to be needed, because I make it a point to show him how much he's needed in my life. That's pickle jar is a silly example, but it's true. But there are so many more moments in my life where he knows that he's needed, because a healthy man needs to be your hero. And until you stop trying to be everyone else's hero, but don't let anyone help you, you are unconsciously only bringing in men who want to control you, or who are submissive beta, who you would never want to fuck.
Yeah.
And then you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I like the nice guy? Emmy, what's wrong with me? Why can't I like that guy? He's a really good guy. And he's asked me out and we went on a couple dates and I just can't do it. That's why, because he's in his feminine and you're in your masculine. So until you learn how to be in your feminine and receive and realize that you are worthy and deserving of receiving, and you having doesn't mean that you're taking away from anyone else, because you already told me you're financially independent. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. And let's remove the guilt altogether. Okay. We'll fix it right now. Let's remove all the guilt altogether. I want you to make write a check right now for the entire amount of your full net worth. And let's just go drop it off at a charity. That way you have nothing and they have it all. That fixes the balance, right? Cool.
No.
Why not? You're selfish, B. Because that doesn't fix it, does it? So
No.
now that you've received that financial independence, my love, you have not taken it from anyone, have you?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with love. When you give love and you receive love, love expands. There's no such thing as you taking love away from anyone. You're doing it on accident by not letting people give you gifts or their time or their care. You're telling them that they don't matter. You're better than them. You can take care of yourself better than they can, even though the doctor told you that he physically needs someone present there. You would rather have a random stranger from Uber who could potentially hurt you pick you up from a surgery than someone who actually cares about you? What is that telling to your friend or your family? What does that say to them? That a random stranger is more important than them? I know that's not how you feel.
Yeah.
What's hitting home
Yeah.
for you right now, my lovely? What are you recognizing?
No, it's interesting how you frame it that way, because for me, I thought I was giving them a favor. I thought I was giving them a favor in terms of they can go on with their lives without spending it with me, where, you know, I'm always there on fun stuff. They think I'm fun. I go out with them on cocktail bars, dancing, or whatever it is. And I'm happy for them to spend that time with me because it's a fun activity. But looking after me, going to the hospital, that's not really fun. Like, I don't want you to be wasting your time on doing the non-fun things. And I'd rather you spend your time with your husband or you're with your other friends that do fun things. And I thought I was giving them favors to not look after me, because I would rather them to spend their time on better things than looking after me. And the way you framed it, on saying, yeah, I'm being selfish because I am robbing them of the feeling of that I look after someone, and I feel that too. So when I help someone, I feel good about helping someone, and I'm robbing them of that. And that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I It's all intentional, and I can understand why. I would say why men would be off, be put off by that.
And you see how
Yeah.
all of this is unintentional?
Yeah.
All of the things you're doing is because you thought you were doing it the right way. You're like, wait, well, I want them to not have to look after me. I want them to not have to this. And here's the thing about attracting soulmate love is that you have to be it now. So if you were married, would you want your husband to be with you at the hospital and at the surgery, or to be off golfing, doing something else more important?
Yeah, the former. Yeah, I get
Exactly,
that.
right? So if you're not practicing that now, the frequency that you're in is that you are not worthy and deserving of people's time and attention only when you're fun. And those are the type of men you're attracting.
Yeah.
Okay. Because frequency is what attracts, not what you're intending. Your list doesn't attract people, it's your frequency that does.
Yeah.
It's you living your list that creates the frequency of the type of people that come into your life.
Yeah.
So what is your commitment now, lovely? Now that you're recognizing some accidental errors of how you were going about it. Remember, this is all an accident. You're like, oh man, right? This is why coaching works, right? This is why we're here. What are you choosing starting today? What are you consciously choosing to do, even if it feels weird or uncomfortable at first?
I'm saying yes to people, especially when they're giving help. When, they're giving me help. That would be very difficult for me, but I think I need to start practicing it. And you're right, like even if it's fake, that is, my internals just want to explode saying, when I say yes, even though I don't want to, I'll just have to do it. And the more I do it, the better it becomes. Like, it will come naturally in the future. Yeah. I think I just need to get rid of that guilt. I think it's the guilt that's stopping me from saying yes.
The more you start practice, I told you how to get rid of your guilt. Write a check right
Yeah.
now. Give your entire net worth to that charity. That'll get rid of the guilt. It'll cause a whole bunch of other problems. Right? You won't be able to pay your mortgage. You won't be able to pay for food. But that's fine, right? Would you rather be starving or be guilty?
Oh, I'd rather. Oh, yeah, true. I get it.
Right? So right now, you're too caught up in the fact that you're guilty. That's actually not what's holding you back. I can tell you that. It's the perception of that you're guilty, but what will actually solve it is you taking the action steps that you're choosing to do right now. Is to actually see and gift your friends the possibility and people around you to be a part of your life, because true friendship is thick and thin. Are you only friends with people when they're having fun, and if they're having a hard time or if they're going through heartbreak, you're like, no, you're a drama queen, sorry, you got divorced, your kid died, nah, peace out, I'm not going to the funeral, drama. Is that the kind of friend you are? Because I don't want you to be my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
i
Getcha.
don't I don't think that's the kind of friend you are, is it?
No, I'm there.
Tell me, what
Both
kind
thick
of
and
friend
thin.
are you then?
Well, I'm there when they need me. I'll be the first person that's going to be at the hospital when they need me.
Bingo.
Uh,
So that you need to let them be that for you, because you are depriving them. Literally, and I need you to know that this hurts them. It pains them. It is a visceral experience in their body that you don't think they are good enough for you.
yeah.
So here we are. You said you had surgery a month ago. Perfect. So I'm going to have you practice actually asking for help and not just waiting for people to offer. What is something today, right now, that's something that's missing from your life, or something that you need maybe a month after surgery, that you could ask a friend for? And here's the powerful part, okay, everyone listening. It is not being the naggy, controlling, like give me this entitled person. No, 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 no. This is kindly asking for favors that creates the beautiful frequency of give and take. It is not entitlement energy that we're discussing here. So what's
Yeah.
something that you can ask a friend for today? Like right after this call, you're going to text them this.
Oh, I don't know. Like I can't even think of what I need from them. And this is how bad it is. Like
I know. That's why
can't
we're going to
think of,
work on this.
yeah, I honestly cannot think of one thing that I need from post-surgery because I'm fine.
Let's see.
Terrible.
What's a favorite snack or favorite drink that you like that that Amazon carries or that your friends could potentially order on Uber Eats for you?
Oh, say coffee.
Okay. Is there a special kind of coffee blend?
Uh Sorry, I was gonna think about Uber Eats, like coffee from the cafe.
Okay. Perfect. So this is going to be very uncomfortable, but I need you to promise me one thing today.
All right.
You ready?
Okay.
Okay. This is for you. Remember, it's not for me. I'm going to let you decide, but I need you to pick one person that's a friend, okay, that you're going to ask them like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, but can I," and you can say sorry because it's going to be weird for them too. Be like, "Hey, and tell them that you're not feeling well today, or like that you're running late on time, but if they could do you a quick favor." Okay, you're gonna ask for a quick favor. Your body's already like, right? I feel the resistance coming up. And when they respond and they say, yeah, sure, or what's up, they're probably going to be worried about you because they're like, what's happening, right? We're like, and again, it doesn't have to be Uber Eats. Okay, so I'm not requiring it for it to be Uber Eats. It could be something else that they, that even if they like remind you on something, the ask can be whatever it is that you want. That's simple, right? We're not going to start off high. But there has to be a request, right? And you have to start off with like, hey, can I ask you for a favor? Because again, you're putting them in the position of them. And when they say yes, then this is where you're going to request something. Okay. So this is where you're going to have to get creative. It's either going to have to be the Uber Eats or coffee, or like you can even say, and this is going to be a little white lie, but I need you to practice this. I was trying to get Uber Eats for whatever reason, my app is not working. Can I bother you so that can you order one for me and I'll pay you back, or whatever it is, right? Um, and very likely somebody's gonna be like, absolutely, of course, you don't have to pay me back, silly, or whatever, right? So it's whatever it is, and I'm not saying go around lying to people because that's not the intention here. It's more about the practice of what is it can you ask for, right? So are you going to any follow-up visits with the doctor?
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's not till later. But I do have a good not
Uh,
excuse, but I do need
okay.
help at the moment. So I'm dropping off after this call. I'm going to be dropping off my car to the
Okay.
mechanic,
Beautiful.
and I was just gonna Uber it home, and I wasn't going to ask someone to pick me up to drop me home.
Beautiful. Is there someone that you can text and call to see if they can pick you up?
Yeah, but yeah, like I was thinking about it, but then I go, nah, I'll just Uber,
Of
and
course
they
you
will
can just
never know.
Uber, right? Of course they'll never know, but you'll also deprive them of that. But how about this, right? What if it's someone that you haven't seen in a while, you haven't caught up, or maybe you talk to them all the time, but during your conversation home, or you invite them home and have some tea or a drink or whatever, it creates an opportunity for magic,
Mm, yeah.
right? So is that going to be your request after this?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. See how just asking that question, at first your brain's like, oh, I don't know, I can't even think of anything. And then while I was giving you prompts, your brain's like, oh, actually there is something.
Yeah.
Because there is always something we need, my lovely. All right.
Yeah.
So what's your commitment? I want you to phrase it in a full sentence. I commit to, go ahead and say that.
I commit to saying yes to help when I need it. Oh, just saying, okay. I commit to saying yes to help without feeling guilty.
When people offer it, whether I need it
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I also want you to commit to practice asking for help.
Okay.
Go ahead and say that your own way.
I will practice asking for help. Oh my God, even saying that's horrible.
Yeah. I want you to, go ahead and close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to say the following sentence. Dear brain and synapses, and go ahead and say this inside your own brain and inside your own head. Sorry, you don't have to say it out loud. Dear brain and synapses and neural pathways, I command you to accept and receive. I command you to let those love me who already love me so I can be in the frequency of receiving. When I receive, I am blessed. When I am blessed, I can give more to the world. Dear brain, I want you to send a signal to the rest of my body that receiving feels good. Receiving feels safe. Dear body, receiving equals safety. Dear body, I am safe. Thank you for doing everything that you do to protect me every single day without me having to ask of you. Thank you, body. Thank you, brain. It is commanded. It is done. It is complete. I receive. I am the queen of receiving. Seal this energy into place, into Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. How'd that feel in your body?
Yeah, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. We just need to shift the energy of receiving equals safety. Because
Yeah.
right now, well, before this, felt like receiving was dangerous. And guess what? You didn't get that out of nowhere. There was a point in your life where you received something and it was dangerous. So you're not making it up. But now, as an adult, we're not reliving the patterns that you lived when you were 4 years old. Now, as an adult, you get to choose how you want to live your life. And here you are choosing and committing to be an equal participant in your friendships.
Yeah.
Because when you're an equal participant in your friendships, you will attract an equal participant in a romantic partner. Not a taker, not a controller. But that's why
Yeah.
you need to balance it out right now. When you become balanced in your feminine, that's when you will bring in a healthy masculine. Is all this making sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Beautiful, lovely. What are your biggest takeaways from today?
Um, my biggest takeaway is about that feminine energy. So I've been, you know, listening and reading about it, and I know that I've got masculine energy, but I really don't know how to make it more feminine. And going back to feminine energy, it feels like it's taking away myself of being able to do things on my own. And I didn't want that to happen. But at the same time, I want a healthy relationship. I want the guy that I want to attract a guy that I actually want. But at the same time, I don't want to give in my independence. But you're right. Like receiving or being feminine doesn't mean that I will give up who I am to other person. It can still be equal with someone if you receive something. Yeah.
Beautiful, my lovely. Well, congratulations. You have officially gone through your first initial breakthrough session. Yay!
Yay!
Awesome. She survived, ladies and gentlemen. She survived. Awesome. Is there anything that you want to tell the audience or the listeners right now about how you're feeling right now regarding receiving versus how that felt in your body when we first started talking about it and the resistance coming up?
So I'm more like, I guess, because of there's a shift in my mindset on receiving. Before, I felt that when I receive, I'm taking away something from someone. I'm taking away their money, I'm taking away their time, that where they could spend it on something else other than me. So it's the mindset is changed now, where when they offer help and I receive it, it actually makes them feel good about themselves, and they give them some level of, I don't know, some satisfaction and happiness when they do things. So I am not actually taking away something from them. I'm actually making them feel good about doing good things for others. So that's a mindset shift.
Beautiful. And how does that mindset shift feel in your body?
Yeah, it feels good. I suppose the guilt will, like, at the moment, because I'm wired to feel that way. I'm 38 years old. I've always felt that way for a long, long time. But it feels a little bit less so.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a little
Because
bit.
I'm quite logical, and this one is it's that explanation is quite logical. So I'm more like more acceptance of it, because people would like, just receive it. Why you feel bad? Just receive it, and it just doesn't make sense in my brain, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. That's why I like to give people different explanations, and they have to be very logical, scientific explanations, because
Mm,
I can't just tell you. Do you notice how I didn't tell you just stop feeling guilty?
yeah.
Because that doesn't work. It's
It
absolutely useless.
doesn't.
It's like telling you blah 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 blah. Blah. It's the equivalent, right? You're like,
Yeah.
what? It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. So instead of trying to tell you to do something, I gave you a logical explanation. So it starts off in the brain, right? So now we rearrange the furniture a little bit up here. So you're like, oh, okay, I get that. Oh, okay. Ooh, I'm making my friends feel bad, but that's the opposite of what. Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay, shh. So it starts there. And then that's going to start as you start taking little baby steps of actions in your daily life, you'll start recognizing that the guilt starts fading away. Okay. There is some more work that can be done with something called a recode, where we rewire more of your nervous system. But I think you're very well on your way already right now, my lovely, with
Yeah.
recognizing it from an ego perspective. I can see and feel the shift in you because it clicked, right? Something
Yeah.
clicked where you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I get it now. And now you can start moving into, as you start taking the actions, okay, you have to take the action. As you start taking baby action, you'll start taking bigger actions, and that will rewire your nervous system into actually loving receiving and having that reciprocal give and take with your friends and your family members, so that you can have the same with healthy men that come into your life.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, JoJo, for being on the show. Absolutely loved having you, and can't wait to hear from you in a couple of months so we can hear some updates of how this
Yeah.
receiving practice is going. So let us know.
Yeah, will do. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thank you so much, JoJo. We will talk to you later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.